Hi, kindergarten. So today for writing, we are going to switch it up just a little bit, and we are going to have some different choices for what you might want to do for your independent writing project today. So instead of writing our opinion today or a letter, we're going to have some different choices. So one choice you might want to do is a personal narrative. Now that is something that we did in the beginning of the year. A personal narrative is a true story from one memory or event in your life. So that means it's something that really and truly happened to you. It can be maybe some fun trip that you had one time. Maybe you went to visit your grandma, or you went on a really cool vacation that you want to tell me about. It could be something that even a memory that you have from school. Maybe our field trip to the farm you want to tell me, remind me about. Or you want to remember what the Halloween parade was like at school. So something that happened to you in the past that you could tell me in a personal narrative. And some keywords might be I, me, my. Those are a lot of words that come up in a personal narrative, or even we comes up quite a bit in a personal narrative because it's really all about you. Let me show you my personal narrative. Now this is actually one that I shared with you before. And it is that time that I went boogie boarding with my daughter, Grace. So it's a true thing that actually happened to me, a true story. And usually when I start a personal narrative, I go across my 3 fingers. And I remember what happened in the beginning, the middle, and the end. And when you go across your 3 fingers, it really gets your brain ready to do the writing. And it also is helpful to remember what actually happened. So let's do that. I'll do that with you today with my story of going boogie boarding. So in the beginning of boogie boarding, I got all my stuff ready. I got my boogie board, and we showed up to the beach with all of our supplies. In the middle, we put on our sunscreen, and then we ran into the water. And then at the end, we caught some waves, and we were boogie boarding, and it was lots of splashing and smiling and laughing. Super fun. So that's what happened in the beginning, the middle, and the end. So let me go ahead and read you my personal narrative. And you'll see lots of those words that I mentioned before. I, me, my, and we. Here we go. We got to the beach with our boogie boards. There's my beginning. Here's my middle. We jumped into the ocean. There's my middle. And the end is we rode the waves. I had fun with Grace. Okay. So that's my personal narrative. I have my beginning, my middle, and my end. I wrote across 3 pages. And I use lots of those keywords that I'd mentioned before, right? So that could be something you do today. Maybe you want to write your personal narrative. But if you are just loving nonfiction writing and you don't want to stop, you might want to go back and you might want to tell me another how-to book or how-to idea. And remember, that's a book that can teach you how to do something with steps, like first, then, and last. Tell me how to do something. The other nonfiction choice you might want to stick with is maybe you want to write another all about book. And remember, that's a book that can teach your reader about a topic you are an expert on. So maybe you want to tell me more about a type of food you're an expert on, or an animal that you're an expert on, or maybe you're an expert on a different place that you didn't tell me about yet. All right, so these are your choices today. You can decide to go back and try a personal narrative again. Or maybe you want to stick with nonfiction and write another all about book or a how-to book. All right, so those are some choices you can have today. All right, kindergarten, have fun writing.